Hey Bougie click. Have you ever noticed how one romantic interest, especially a high-value man, can trigger a storm of rumors, secret competitions, and intense reactions all around you? When women compete for the same man, especially one who checks all the boxes, the stakes skyrocket, and the one who wins often becomes the villain in everyone else's story. In this video, we're unpacking the subtle and not so subtle rivalry, the explosive gossip, and how social hierarchies morph when attraction, status, and jealousy collide. If you're ready to dive deep into this unfiltered discussion, hit that like button, subscribe for more unapologetic takes, and let's get into it.
I'ma make you a fan.
The pretty privilege problem: when he likes you, suddenly everyone has a story. Pretty privileged women attract options. Good-looking, ambitious, emotionally intelligent, successful men aren't rare around her, they're recurring characters. So, when one of them decides he's tired of mediocrity and steps into your world, the reaction is volcanic. Not because he's off the market, but because you were able to claim him while others were stuck trying to qualify for his attention. Suddenly, that group outing feels like a casting call and you're the one with the star role. Eyes drift. Conversations shift. That attractive high-value man everyone's thirsting over? You're the one that has caught his eye. You didn't ask for this dynamic, but make no mistake, it changes things. When a woman benefits from pretty privilege, her romantic choices instantly become public property. The second it's clear that a man likes her or she's dating him, here come the dramatic testimonials. He used to talk to me. He's a cheater. His ex says he's abusive. He's lame, broke, dusty. Translation: I wanted him, and I'm mad he picked you. They don't care about truth. They care about proximity. And nothing shakes a woman's ego more than seeing a man she once considered an option now walking proudly next to someone who's undeniably magnetic. Pretty privilege doesn't just attract men, it triggers women. There's a silent panic that brews when a pretty privileged woman walks in the room. She doesn't even have to speak, her presence threatens. Suddenly, women who used to feel confident start questioning their place in the social hierarchy. The ones who felt desirable now feel overshadowed. And when she starts dating a man they secretly liked or hoped to impress, the claws come out. It's not a coincidence that these stories only surface once the relationship is on the radar. Nobody had a tale to tell until she got chosen. People will lie, stretch the truth, or exaggerate the past just to shake your view of him. Why? Because high-value men don't circulate freely. And when one starts orbiting a woman with beauty, confidence, and attention, expect turbulence. The invisible rivalry you didn't sign up for. You didn't flirt. You didn't compete. You probably didn't even notice her watching. But the moment he asked you out, you became the villain in her unscripted fantasy. Her unspoken crush, the man she's been silently rehearsing conversations with, chose to acknowledge someone who wasn't her. And now, you're the lightning rod for every ounce of her frustration, disappointment, and displaced desire. He doesn't like her, but that's irrelevant. He doesn't even know she exists. She could evaporate into thin air, and he'd still ask you to coffee. That truth burns. And the pain doesn't stem from you being desirable, it stems from the brutal realization that she's invisible to someone she emotionally invested in. You didn't take her man. You simply got chosen by someone who was never hers to begin with. But logic doesn't live in heartbreak. The sore spot called effort. She may have styled her hair differently, made sure to laugh louder around him, strategically loitered in hallways, all while you simply existed. And that's what stings the most. Effort, unnoticed. Presence, unrewarded. Meanwhile, you got attention without doing anything but being who you are. That imbalance triggers resentment. Because her self-worth was quietly hanging on his response, and he gave it to someone else. The Ex-Girlfriend Chronicles, a new genre of fiction. Let's talk about the classic ex. She becomes a walking press release for the man's alleged flaws. Her mission? Rewrite his history before the pretty privileged woman can write her future. He's abusive. He's a narcissist. He only dates pretty girls for clout. Oh, so he was a secret monster, but you stuck around for 3 years? It's rarely about concern. It's about possession. These women don't want to warn, they want to reclaim. And if they can't have him, they'll try to make him so undesirable that no one else will either. When you show up, pretty and confident, you represent the closure she never got and the upgrade she never became. So, she spins tales of heartbreak, toxicity, and betrayal, hoping you'll see damaged goods where she still sees potential. The lies are allowed because the envy is real. Most of these rumors? Manufactured. Exaggerated. One DM turns into "he tried to talk to me." A casual conversation becomes "we used to talk." Jealousy doesn't need facts, it just needs volume. Because the goal isn't to inform you. The goal is to shake your confidence, make you second guess, and, if possible, convince you to walk away. Why? Because when you operate at the top of the dating food chain, the men you attract are the same ones multiple women secretly, or not so secretly, want. You get the pick of the litter, and everybody else is left scavenging scraps. That burns. Suddenly, every woman within 6 degrees of separation has a story to share. He tried to talk to me once. He's a cheater. Everyone knows. His ex was traumatized. He's a player. Stay woke. He's not even all that. These stories aren't meant to protect you. When you're the woman every man wants, you become the woman other women want to disarm. It's not a coincidence. It's a pattern. Pretty privilege doesn't just attract men, it activates silent competition. And that competition gets loud really quick. The competition that can't compete. When you've got beauty, presence, confidence, and the ability to hold masculine attention without begging for it, you become the target. You're standing where someone else wishes they were. Your entire existence challenges their sense of desirability. So instead of leveling up, they lash out. Pretty privileged women attract the men others have silently claimed. The popular high school quarterback. The college heartthrob. The grown, wealthy man with clout, style, and a VIP pass to any venue. These are the men every woman wants but not every woman can get, and when you do, it stings. Let's not pretend this is just about attraction. It's about access. You get the table at the front of the club, the man who pays for the whole squad's drinks, the spontaneous weekend trip, and the power of choosing who gets your attention. That kind of influence doesn't sit well with women who've been surviving on crumbs. Let them talk. Let them lie. Because while they're obsessing over the man who chose you, you're living a reality they can only wish they had the access to. The jealousy cocktail, admiration laced with envy. Let's not pretend it's always champagne and affirmations. In female friendships, especially ones with mixed levels of attention, admiration can turn sour. You'll hear, "You always get the guy. Why do they only talk to you? He liked my photo, but he's obsessing over you." Sometimes it's a whisper. Sometimes it's a full-blown passive-aggressive detour masked as concern. But the undercurrent is the same, resentment wrapped in faux support. Even friends who genuinely love you may start tallying how often they feel invisible next to you. It's not your fault. It's just the truth. When they like your crush more than their loyalty, it gets real messy. Here's where it gets sticky. You're talking to a man, a charismatic, high-status type who turns heads. Your friend was swooning over him from afar. Now he's texting you and asking to hang out one-on-one. Your friend plays it cool but suddenly seems colder. You didn't steal him. He pursued you. But your existence disrupted her fantasy, and she may never say it out loud, but she feels betrayed. This is the invisible conflict people rarely acknowledge. You didn't cross a boundary, but your desirability did. You were the temptation she didn't expect to compete with. No words needed, her silence says it all. This is where things move from passive tension to quiet betrayal. Your friend isn't just mad that he likes you, she's mourning the fantasy she had with him. Maybe he followed her back, liked her story, even flirted a little. But then you showed up, and suddenly he's giving you the energy she craved. Now she's watching her crush become your reality. Here's how the jealousy manifests. She gets cold when you mention him, pretending not to care. She starts flirting with his friend to regain control of the attention. She jokes about him having no taste while secretly checking your stories for updates. This type of jealousy hits different because it's rooted in rejection by proximity. She sees you as the reason she didn't get chosen, even if no promises were ever made. And sometimes, the envy becomes so strong, she starts treating you like competition instead of a friend. The worst part? You can feel the shift before she ever says a word. She still shows up, still comments, still acts supportive, but now her presence feels performative. And no, she won't say she's jealous. She'll say, "I just need space," or "I've been busy." But you know what's really happening. She's mourning her idealized version of that man, and blaming you for making it unattainable. The VIP effect, beauty with benefits. With beauty comes access. When you're that girl, you don't just get into the club, you bring 5 friends, skip the line, and get drinks on someone else's tab. You're the reason the group got the booth. You're not just admired, you're accommodated. It's not manipulation, it's magnetism. Your presence elevates any space you're in, and deep down, even the women whispering stories about your man know it. They just hate that you're the one getting champagne while they're sipping water. Pretty girls dating popular guys will always trigger reactions. Whether it's in a high school hallway or the Hollywood spotlight, women project their fantasies onto the men you date, and their resentment onto you. The real reason they talk. It's not that the men are villains. It's that these women never got chosen, at least not fully. They experienced a version of him that didn't commit, didn't value them, or didn't elevate them. When he shows up different for you, they take it personally. But the difference isn't him, it's you. You represent everything they're trying to convince themselves they don't need. And instead of admitting that envy, they reach for gossip. Rumors are easier to spread than self-reflection. Protecting friendships while owning your shine. You don't owe anyone an apology for being wanted. But you do owe yourself a reality check about who truly sees you beyond aesthetics. The ones who uplift you, laugh with you, celebrate your wins without bitterness, those friends are rare. Keep them close. Here's what works. Acknowledge the tension when needed. If you feel the mood shift, say it. Don't shrink, address. Set boundaries with men. If you sense they're causing friction, you get to decide if he's worth the static. Don't downplay your beauty or presence. You're not responsible for making others feel more secure. That's inner work they need to do. Being the pretty one isn't a personality, it's a perception. And if you carry kindness, power, and purpose with your beauty, then you're unstoppable. Don't dull your shine to fit into fragile spaces. Step boldly. The takeaway: stay beautiful, stay winning. Every woman, whether she admits it or not, is competing for high-value men. That's just the reality. But here's where the frustration bubbles. High-value men gravitate toward the women who don't have to beg to be noticed. The ones who get noticed by all the high-value men without lifting a finger. The ones blessed with pretty privilege. The ones who walk in and turn heads on autopilot. The ones who get chosen. The one whose glow triggers something unspoken. And for women who feel invisible around those same men, that reality cuts deep. When you're that woman, beautiful, magnetic, effortlessly seen, you don't just walk into a room, you shift the temperature. You don't just attract attention, you activate envy. Not just from random strangers, but from women who wanted to date your man, who thought he'd see them, who felt entitled to his gaze. Their resentment isn't about you personally, it's about the access you represent. But you don't owe anyone an apology for your light. You don't need to dull your glow because someone else feels dim next to it. You don't need to explain why the man they wanted now cherishes you, and you definitely don't need to dim your shine because someone who used to date your man feels entitled to a rerun. That's not your responsibility, it's their unresolved fantasy. So here it is, your permission slip to glow boldly, love loudly, and let them whisper. You didn't ask for their approval, and you don't need it. Your name stays in their mouths because your presence can't be ignored, and it doesn't need a mic to command attention. Thank you for watching The Pretty Privilege Problem. When he likes you, suddenly everyone has a story. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the complexities of pretty privilege and its impact on relationships and social dynamics, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more thought-provoking content. We'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. How have you seen pretty privilege play out in your life or the lives of those around you? Let's keep the conversation going. Remember, you don't need to dim your light for anyone. Stay true to yourself, love boldly, and let your confidence shine through. Until next time, stay beautiful, stay untouchable, and keep radiating your unique glow. See you in the next video. What do you think? Does everyone have a story about your man? Let me know in the comments section. Stay bougie. Follow and support me. All links in bio. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Check description for more info. New episodes every day.